his mother. Behold, this child is dead, for before and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken again. Yea, a sword shall pierce to their own soul also, and that the thought of many hearts may be revealed. Simon began to bless them, Joseph and Mary. Then he told Mary what this child Jesus will be in the future. He said this child is already planned by God that there will be a fall and rise. What did he mean by that? That for the fall and rising again of many in Israel. He talked about what is going to happen to the people through Jesus. Many will fall because they didn't believe on him. And many will lie to believe on him because of Jesus himself. There is more to this subject, but I only will explain just enough to help you understand this further about the fall and the rise. Now, he said that sword will pierce her heart. What that means? Simon was prophesied that Mary herself will see the suffering that Jesus had gone through. He prophesied that Jesus will die on the cross, and that what Mary will see will hurt her, will crush her heart. It will feel like a knife stab her heart for what they had done to her son in the future. And he said the thought of many hearts will be revealed. The thought of many hearts will be revealed. It means that the people who try to hide in thought that only Jesus can expose and tell them what is in their thought. For example, Jesus can read the Pharisees' heart and mind. When they reasoned within themselves, Jesus knew and told them what they were thinking. They were shocked. He planned what will happen in the future because of Mary's outreach. That many will be revealed, cannot hide. God will do the work to use Mary's outreach, her prayer, and her broken heart to bring a breakthrough for many who have been trying to hide within themselves. 36 to 38, talking about Anna, the prophetess. And there was one Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Samuel, of the tribe of Hagar. She was of a great age and had lived with an husband 7 years from her virginity. And she was a widow of about 84 years. It means 84 years. Which departed not from the temple, but served God with fasting and prayer night and day, and she coming in that empty gave thanks likewise unto the Lord, and faith of him to all that look for redemption in Jerusalem. The interesting part is that Holy Spirit also revealed to Anna that this is Jesus, who is the one that will redeem the people from their sins. Anna loved God, and she only married him a short time with her husband, and she stayed in the temple for 84 years, a long time. Pray day and night, worshiping the Lord. You notice one thing, that she spent time praying to the Lord, and that God revealed to her. Same with Simon. He spent time praying to the Lord, listened to him, and God revealed to him about Jesus. Both of them took time with him, and both sensed and know and heard that God had already planned Jesus. It's a wonderful example to you and me, how much God will reveal to us if we take time with him in secret prayer. It shows that God will show you many things when you take time with him. Anna took time with God. How she knew about Jesus? But she listened to the Holy Spirit. She listened to God. She prayed and listened. It teaches us that you and I can do the same thing. Listen to him. That God will show you great things. Amen. Okay. The next. Yeah. The wise men didn't the young child. 31 to 12. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. They, where is he that is born the King of Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and the scribes of the people together, the king demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor, that shall rule my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise men, inquire of them diligently what time the stars appear. Now, notice at the beginning, the 3 wise men travel far from the east. Now the king asked, what time did the stars appear? Because the king knew that the wise men traveled very far, and it took long time from the east to Jerusalem to arrive. When the king heard the wise men arrive and asked, where is the king of Jews? They were looking for the child to worship, they couldn't find the child. Look. And the king heard about this, and then he called all the important, intelligent people who went to college, asked the 3 tribes, what is this? Then they had an Old Testament scrolls that were kept by the Jews. And the Jews read and found a prophecy that the prophet had given years ago. And the king asked, what does it say? And they read and said that Bethlehem is a very small town, seemed not important. But it's not to eat, it's not to be looked down, because someday the important governor, when they call governor, it means ruler, like the king, will rise up. When the king heard that, didn't like that, he just want another king to rule, except himself only, and his son and generation only. No one else takes his place. So, when he heard, sure enough, there will be a ruler someday. So he had to find a way. So he went to the wise men and asked him, what time? So it is said that perhaps it's about 2 years to travel and arrive. So he assumed that maybe the child was about 2 years old. Go on with the 38. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again that I might come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. When these wise men heard what the king said, the king told them to go find this child, and when you finish find, you come back to me and let me know, because I, the king, want to worship that child myself. But we, the king, wanted to kill that child, and the wise men didn't know what the king's plan was. The king, okay, you promised to come back, but the wise man was innocent. Didn't know that, okay, we will come back. The king was satisfied, and the wise men left. And they went out, saw the star. So they followed the star. The star stopped at the house where the child lived. And this verse 11, when they, the wise men, would come into the house, they the young child with Mary, his mother, and bow down and worship him. When they had opened their treasure, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense, and myrrh, another perfume. They came and worshipped him, and they brought precious gifts. Now these three gifts is used to present to a very, very important people. And when they came to Christ, they believed that this child is already a very important child. And that child is already planned by God that will become a ruler someday. So the wise men, they were taught themselves maybe for an hour or more. When they were finished and they left, they probably were asleep, probably. So first is 12 and being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Haran. The wise men departed into their own country another way. They probably were asleep because it said they were in a dream. See, but the next day they didn't go back to the king. They obeyed God, warned them, don't go to the king. Go the other way. They obeyed God and left. But the king didn't know. Right. We'll go on to next 11. Matthew 2, verses 13 to 15. And when they were departing, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Rise and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. Stop there. You notice something about these verses, that the angel came to warn Joseph to leave and flee to Egypt. But the interesting part about this is that this family is very poor. Couldn't really afford to travel. So what do they do about these money? The interesting thing is that we're talking about the wise man that brought the gift to the child. Did you ever wonder why did God use the wise man to travel 2 years just to bring the gift and to see a child for a short time, maybe one day? There is the reason why God used the wise man to bring the gift to Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. Notice this verse said, the angel of the Lord ordered Joseph to leave. Now they already had the money to travel. It shows me that God knew their needs beforehand. They didn't even have to pray, God, we need money. They didn't worry. God knew that they would need the money. God knew that Joseph could not take all the carpenter's tools with him. At that time, you only had burros, not like mules with big and strong. Burros is a small donkey. Sometimes they only had one just to lift Mary and the son. They couldn't take everything with them. They had to leave everything behind. They had to hurry and leave in the night. So when they had this gift, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These perfumes may have cost 1 year's worth of Joseph's earnings. So expensive that only the rich people could afford it, not the poor people. So probably these gifts may last 2 to 3 or 4 years, maybe at most 3 years. So you can see that when Joseph and Mary saw these gifts and heard that they had to flee, then they realized the kindness and the plan of God. Show me that God cares and prepared well to meet their needs. Show me that God cares for you and your needs. God has a plan to meet your needs. If you notice that God doesn't meet your needs, even though your bill is not paid for, even though when you're not satisfied the way God is not meeting your needs, remember God still cares and still will meet your needs. And God first who that He even planned and sent the wise man 2 years to travel just to give gifts for 1 hour. Show me a remarkable plan of God.